Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is Tennessee State University, the 21st century. And we're fortunate to have with us to talk about Tennessee State University as it emerges into the 21st century, the president of Tennessee State University, Dr. JHefner. And Dr. Hefner, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
I'm delighted to be here.
And tell you how delighted we are to have you, Dr. Hefner. As a matter of fact, I think we've had you since you first came to Tennessee State University almost annually.
That's right.
And so we've got quite an array of interviews with you. And on all of those interviews, Dr. Hefner, we've tried to get your background, your education, and your experiences. And we do have them on almost every interview that we've had an opportunity to do with you. And I'd like to do that with this interview. That is to give you an opportunity to talk to our audience about who you are and your background, your education, and some of the things that were important to you in bringing you to Tennessee State University. And at that point, then talk about Tennessee State University and where Tennessee State University stands at the emergence of the 21st century. Let's start by talking about your background, education, and your experiences.
I was born in Brevard, North Carolina, which is the western part of the state, about 32 miles from Asheville. You know, Biltmore State is a very good landmark. I attended college at North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina. And from there, I went to Atlanta University for graduate school for my master's degree in economics. And after Atlanta University, I then taught at Prairie View A&M University outside of Houston, Texas. I was there for 1 year before I went to Benedict College in Columbia, South Carolina. And from there, I went to Florida A&M as an assistant professor of economics. I had a professor at North Carolina A&T who kept up with me, and she wanted me to be her first African-American PhD in economics. And Dr. Tate called me at Florida A&M and said, she called me James Arthur. She said, James Arthur, it's time for you to go back to school. You must get your PhD. And I went to the University of Colorado, and I received my PhD in 1971. The year that Dr. Tate retired, I became her first African-American PhD in economics before she retired. And at the time I was in college at North Carolina A&T, I wanted to be a novelist. I wrote for the student newspaper, The City and Starred at my school. And I had a fellowship to Columbia University in journalism. But Dr. Tate said, no, I want you to be a professor. And that's why she kept up with me, and I ended up going, as I indicated, to University of Colorado. After finishing the University of Colorado, I went to, I taught at Clark College, now Clark Atlanta University. And from there, I went to Atlanta University at the graduate level because they wanted to use my research for accreditation of their College of Business. From there, I went to Princeton as an associate, as a research associate, and I became an endowed professor of economics for 10 years at Morehouse College. But during that time, however, I did go to Harvard as a research associate, but I did spend 10 years at Morehouse College as the Charles E. Murray Professor of Economics. From there, I went to Tuskegee as the provost. I really did not wish to leave the teaching profession, but my friends at Morehouse said, it's time for you to go upstairs. And I listened to them for about 9 years. In that 10th year, I must have succumbed to their wishes, and I went to Tuskegee as the provost. I was there 22 months before I became president of Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi. And after 7 years, I left there to become president of Tennessee State University. This is my 10th year as